All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Blitz Racing League coverage of the Limerock 105. We do apologize for the technical difficulties that we were experiencing prior to getting the broadcast live. So we do believe we have those resolved as we are underway here from Limerock, currently on lap number 3 out of 77. And we are going to take a look at the leaders, who is currently Paintbrush. So I want to remind everybody, this is race number 1 of the championship round, which consists of 3 races. It's the highest points finisher at the end of the races is the inaugural BRL champion. So just want to remind all the viewers, the championship 4 is the 54 of Paintbrush. Currently your leader, Dawson, running 3rd. Ghost Train currently in 13th, and Sam Cook currently, I believe, in the 6th position. And once again, I am fellow broadcaster Dunkerwiz. I'm joined up here in the booth by fellow league racers Woozy Emu and frxsty. And there goes the 54, gets turned.
Looks like little Habibi got
in the corner.
His back bumper and went sideways. And oh, the bumpers are still being used here.
54 unhappy with the 48 as he's going to fall back into 3rd as we have Dawson now little Habibi into the corner looking to the outside of Dawson. That's the battle for the lead. So we have 2 of the championship contenders already getting into the action. Speed bee on the brakes, into the grass, mowing the lawns, and Paint's gonna slice through them, try and get the lead back, and he goes to 2nd.
Yep, that is your top 2 of Lil Habibi and Paint. They have pulled away from Dawson. We'll see if he'll be able to catch back up.
So we're going to move back just into the 8th position is one of our championship contenders, as you see cars all over the lawn here at Limerock. There is Sam Cook in the 27. He is part of the championship 4. After some absences from one of the top drivers in Little Habibi and Back in Black, they were eliminated from championship contention. So Sam Cook was able to sneak in there, and he's quietly running around in 8th place. We'll see if he can make an impact in race number 1 later in the event.
Yes, sir. During our focus on a little bit further back in the pack, we have had a lead change. Paintbrush has taken over from Lil Habibi here, entering lap number 5.
For the 54, back out in front, he is currently the leader, also part of the championship 4, trying to make a statement here earlier, after taking a little bit longer than most would expect to get his win. And these cars are just flying all over the track. We are seeing cars in the grass. It seems more than once a lap here.
Okay. Definitely last week
Go ahead.
Definitely last week at Sebring, we saw wet conditions. Today we are running with dry conditions with a little bit of cloud, so we'll see if drivers can keep their traction level up a little bit. And Sebring is much wider of a racetrack, as this track is a lot shorter than the other one, so we'll be able to see what happens. Apologies for interrupting you, Dunker.
Oh, no, you're good. That is true. Wet conditions, a lot harder to drive in than the dry, but it seems these dry conditions right now giving drivers a little bit of an issue, as we're seeing multiple times. Cars going off the racetrack.
Can I say something? Like, I've been kind of quiet lately. Yeah, Frothy and Donker were right. The speeding, kind of wet last week, but this will try to kind of dry. But right now, can the driver handle the dry track? Or the track will be wet.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens here in the Limerock 105. Moving on kind of mid-pack, we're seeing Ghost Train work his way up through the field, and that number 84 Chevrolet He started in the back, and it's not very long into this one. We're only 8 laps in, and he has gained 8 positions since the start. So Frosty, is Ghost Train going to be a threat for that lead later on in this race?
Yeah, I think he'll have a really good shot as he's starting to work his way through the field. As time will tell, I think that he's a really fast car and he can get the job done. I think we saw Hellcat go off the course a little bit here. He's moving now. That was position number 6.
So Hellcat in the number 4. Seems to be getting off track just a little bit. Sam Cook, meanwhile, in 8th, and Swathy back there in 7th. Back in black off the track just a little bit. We'll see how this plays out, and if this is how, if this is how hard these drivers are racing at this point in the race, it'll be very interesting to see how these drivers, race as the laps wind down, as we get closer to the conclusion, because these cars are all over the racetrack right now.
Yes, sir. As you can see, our first car to go 1 lap down is the Luff car in his number 3 American Ethanol Machine. He is currently running in the 14th position, and Lil Habibi, your current race leader in that number 4 D8, has gone around him.
Beloved, it looks like off the pace just a little bit. Here comes 3rd place Dawson to try and get around, and does cleanly. Beloved off the track once again. He's been off the track probably more than anybody else, just having some issues keeping it up there. And since we're on talking about Beloved, he is our Blitz reporter. Probably not is having the best of seasons, and he is hoping to finish it on a high note. And currently going 1 lap down early here in Limerock.
Yes, sir. Obviously, a small track could make it a lot easier for cars to go laps down, but hopefully he can be able to have a little bit better luck here.
Floppy Beloved is so nice and kind driver. I hope we will see him in another season in BRL, but for now, we can look forward to see him in another race.
Yep. Quick update here. Hellcat has brought it through pit road, so he will also go 1 lap down, along with Beloved. So those 2 are lap down. And he goes off the course.
Hellcat is around in the grass, and it looks like he is going to keep it going in the right direction. We're going to stay green. Dawson in 3rd is going to pop out right behind him just a little bit. And as he gets loose, Dawson's sideways a little bit. So these cars very loose early on in the going, as we are 11 laps in of this 70-lap event. And we're just going to remind all the viewers who might be confused. It says lap 78. That is in case we have overtime. So in BRL, just a reminder that we are running 70 as the scheduled lap count. And if we reach that number without incidents, that will be the checkered flag. However, if we need to, we have 7 laps in the bank in case we need to withdraw those and use them to finish this race. But as of right now, we are going to lap 70. We're 12 laps in, and currently your leader is Speed B in the number 48. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm right. Pardon me. Number 48 is he is locking up those brakes, getting some pressure from behind. Looks like a little bit. Paint's hiding back there in the shadows. We'll see if he is able to try and decrease that lead. Speed B not a part of the championship for, so it'll be interesting to see how he races other guys that have a little bit more on the line than he does at the moment.
Yep. So, Woozy, how do you think about how the race is going so far? Obviously, we are quite a few laps in. What do you think is going to happen? Do you have a predicted winner yet?
I think the 48 over 54 would win, but one of them is going to win the race today, and it's Limerock. What do you think of Dunkerwiz?
Well, it's going to be, it should be interesting. Paint definitely has the speed. He's shown it early, and he's sideways in the corner, into the grass. As we're talking about him, he's on the spotlight. Just goes off the course and decides to give the groundskeeping crew a little break as he just tears through that grass, but still trying to hang back in second place. I definitely feel the 54 has the speed, but you know, it's just a matter of being patient. It just seems he's trying to push the issue a little bit. We saw him make a mistake in the corner, and you know, it's just too early to kind of burn those tires up. He needs to just be patient, run around. I believe if he does that, he will be able to get the victory here tonight. And it's going to also help if he gets a couple of yellows on his side as well.
Oh, we got trouble. Position number 12, White Hammer puts in a tire barrier with his left side, but he will keep it going. It now looks like he is right next to the leader, his teammate, and here he goes, one lap down. Yep, we saw him go a little bit sideways as the drivers were starting to get up to him. He was off the pace, and then he just knocked it into the left side. So good to see he didn't spin that thing around. A flag.
So
speaking
the
of which,
is back going.
Sorry for interrupting you. Welting also went sideways in the grass while we were talking about White Hammer, but he will also keep it on the course.
So like I kind of reiterates my point I was talking about earlier, these guys are just sliding all over the track. You know, what is causing all these cars to kind of, you know, just slip and slide like they're running on ice?
I'm thinking that might be slippery because of all the rain, and if the rain stops, then it will dry up and the track will be slippery.
Yeah, you could think of it, because we are currently 14 laps into this event, soon to be 15, and obviously a short track, a lot of laps. I think that it could be the tires starting to wear out a little bit. As the longer we go, it seems like more drivers are having issues with traction control, so I honestly think that could really be a big deal. Take Paintbrush, for example. He was out front, got passed by Lil Habibi, and then a few laps later went sideways into the grass. So, oh gosh, we have another driver in the race.
Yeah, yeah, I saw the car to
left.
That, and yep.
Beloved has gone around, it looked like, and he has gotten it back going in the right direction. But, you know, to your point about the tires losing grip, you know, we're seeing, especially from the leaders, is, you know, they're getting into corners and they're locking up the front tires, and it seems we have a yellow out on the course. I mean, that has to hurt the tires, doesn't it?
Most definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like Welting might be the reason for caution here, as we saw him completely off the course along the pull up, so being an update on that. And, yeah.
So Welting in 7th. It seems to be, yeah, it seems the yellow is out. We're going to go back to the leaders, and the yellow is out. So this is our first caution of the event. We're on lap 16. Not sure who the reason for the caution is, but we're going to assume it's the 3 or the 55. So our first yellow of the day, you know, these guys are, what should these guys know? I mean, we're seeing in these first 16 to 17 laps, they are just pushing the issue here, and is that the right thing to do when we have a 70 lap race on a road course?
Most definitely not. I don't think that is a smart idea, because obviously a lot of laps you don't want to wear those tires down, especially if you only want to make a couple of green flag pit stops. I think pushing your car as hard as it can would not be a very smart idea unless you have a lot of confidence in it. So I wouldn't think that that's a very good idea, but drivers can do what they would choose to. But if I were them, if pit road does end up opening, I would get some tires and try to maybe change the strategy a little bit, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, fuck you, right? If one of them is done to go in the pit and does go in the pit, their strategy is a huge part of the strategy.
Yep.
All right. So we'll see what these drivers do on the first yellow flag of the event. Speed B is your race leader in the 48. Paint is running second. I believe third is, if the camera wants to cooperate, is Ghost Train. He has made his way back up after starting 13th and falling back quickly. He has made it back up to third. Dawson is fourth. Excuse me. I need to learn names, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Skitty Brave is in fifth. Chris the God is sixth. Walt Dang is seventh. Sam Cook is eighth. Wesley is ninth. Back in Black is in 10th, and that is your top 10 as we get ready to go back racing just a few laps.
And all some of the drivers going into the pit road. Not a lot. Some few of the drivers are getting out.
All right, so a bunch of cars coming in to get tires, and there's the 27 of Sam Cook, probably the farthest back of the Championship 4. I want to remind you guys the Championship 4 is Paintbrush, Dawson, Ghost Train, and the 27 of Sam Cook. Those guys are fighting for a championship, and it's a different format here. This is a round, if you will, so it's not just one race. The championship round contains 3 races. The first one here at Limerock, and it's just basically a points battle. The guy with the most points after the conclusion of the round or the 3 races is declared the champion. So a lot on the line here for those 4 drivers, but a lot on the line for everyone else. They may not be fighting for a championship. They are now fighting for their spots in next season's field for BRL. So a lot on the line, not just for the Championship 4, but for all the drivers as well.
Yeah, but it's not the final championship. They have to go through Long Beach and Simona, then the Simona and the final championship round.
So just a couple more races. This is the opening race. Speed B on the outside of the number 48. He is not part of the Championship 4. In second is the 9 of Back in Black. Third is Paint. Fourth is Ghost Train. And Dawson is in your top 5. We're going to ride along with Paint on the starts.
Here we go. Alrighty, tires smoke out a lot of guys, and ooh, did I see a spinner?
Got a car around in the back.
Yeah.
Looks to be Duramax Power,
Sam
Amble
Cook,
car,
and
both
Weltdang.
Oh, it must have had a multi-car. Oh, we got more accidents, yep.
Big wreck, and that involves a championship contender, not what Sam Cook wanted, and he is involved early. Going to set his day back.
Some contester drivers don't want to clash each other. That ruins their race.
Yep.
I'm not sure what happened there on the restart. And the 9 is in the grass and in the dirt in the back. So Skitty Brave is not having a good start, but how about Sam Cook right now? He's now in desperation mode at this point. He is trying to get as many points as he can. You know, that is not how you want to start the round. What should he be able to, like, what is his strategy now moving forward, knowing that, you know, he spun potentially, we still don't know, and he now may have the oldest tires. Oh, we got a car in the grass.
I think Sam Cook needs to get a lot of points before the final cutoff of the championship. If so, he needs to get a lot. If not, he's going to be eliminated.
Oh, we got a car
what
around.
What do you think, Floppy?
What a save by the 88 of the White Hammer. I mean, he just got drilled by the 27 of Sam. I mean, Sam is not wasting any time, and the 88 almost paid the price for it, as it could have been a huge disaster for multiple drivers and potentially the day ender for the 27. But they all keep it going in the right direction, as we are going to shift our attention back up to the front. Speed B,
driver
still
off the track.
The race leader and trying to pull away. Just a reminder to all the viewers, the chat is open. Feel free to send anything in the chat you want. We'll be sure to address it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat as well. The chat is open.
Yeah, I can look at the chat. If any of you want to have some question, I will see the chat and we will answer it.
So how about this story? We are 22 laps in, and the 84 of Ghost Train is making a statement here. Starting in the back and fell pretty far back. He was at once 5 seconds behind the race leaders. We got a tire in the middle of the racetrack. Not sure if that'll bring out a yellow or not. But Ghost Train was 5 seconds behind the leader and just burned it all away on his own under green flag conditions. And here he is trying to pressure the 48 for the race lead.
Yeah, well, to emphasize on that tire of the track, within the last couple of laps, you can tell, especially on these restarts or initial starts, the drivers have more trouble being right crunched in with each other. Obviously, the tire smoke again from Habibi. But with the tires starting to wear and drivers losing their handling, it's really shown as a lot of objects, you could say, like a cone, for example, a tire, have been moving around. As you've seen, a couple of drivers have been off the course, stopped, spinning. So it's really tough to see a lot of drivers messing up their race cars with this type of conditions here on their tires. So hopefully the cars will start being able to handle better and the tires will come to them as time moves on. Just like Ghost Train, he started this race, as I'm going to elaborate, he started in the back and has fought his way up. So I think that he's a definite threat right now. So we might have a caution out.
Absolutely. So just as Ghost Train was potentially going to get the lead, the yellow is out. Not sure what the caution is for. We're going to try and go back and just see if any cars are lagging behind. Oh, we got some cars around.
Looks like Hellcat spun into that great guardrail. Possibly.
That was the 4 of little Hellcat, TGM Hellcat, so he is slow. And that appears to be the reason for the caution. Currently 2 laps down. He and Beloved and the 3 are the only cars 1 or more laps down. Everybody else is on the lead lap, as we have completed 23 of the 70 laps here for the Limerock 105, the championship round opener. As we have 2 more to go coming up next week. BRL Championship racing continues for race number 2 at Long Beach. So it'll be interesting for the drivers to tackle that track, and then the championship for BRL in its inaugural season will continue and conclude at Sonoma 2 weeks from tonight. So there's a look at the damaged 4 car that we are believing is the cause of the yellow. So he will make his way down pit road. Sam Cook has rebounded to 5th after that early restart accident, so he is back in contention. Dawson's in front of him. Paintbrush is 3rd. And Ghost Train is 2nd. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th is your championship 4. Again, there on this run, you know, we saw Little Habibi spinning the tires once again and locking up those tires, but we didn't see that from Ghost Train. Is that going to be an advantage, especially if we get a later green flag run?
So here we go, single file back up. Here is, ooh, are we going double file? It looks like
no,
single file. As the drivers are all back crunched up together here. Besides 13th and 14th, Beloved and Hellcat, I believe, taking the wave around or just trying to catch back up to the field. And yep, pit road's open, guys.
So Speed Bee and Ghost Train going to stay out. Paint, Dawson, and others going to come in and get their service. Going to try and make an advantage. So our tires, I mean, we've only gone about 6 laps on these tires. Our new tires, we know they're an advantage, but how much of an advantage compared to guys with only 5 to 6 laps on the tires?
With these guys shredding their tires up really early, as you can see, drivers going off the course, and a lot of people like your leader locking up the brakes a lot. I feel like even though we have not been on the track for a long amount of time, I think tires would still help. Obviously, with the limited amount of sets here allowed, you can really get a lot of speed on those tires. So I think that it would be honestly not very smart if you didn't take advantage of getting tires here due to the amount of slipping and sliding that we're seeing today.
Yeah, with a lot of tire that drivers used to use, their tire will run out and they have to get a new one.
Yeah. Right, so tires are very important here at Limerock, just as they are really anywhere else, but they are just especially important when drivers like the 48 and the 84 are on old tires. They are going to restart in front. Cook in the 27 is going to be the first car. I believe he came down from the tires. I could be wrong. and 54 is unhappy with someone. So they're going to come around and get ready for the green flag, as they will have completed 25 of the 70, which means we will have 44 laps remaining. From Limerock, green flag is back in the air.
Here we go.
Paintbrush with a strong
Paint,
surge
making
on.
it 3 wide.
So guys, the chat is still open if you want to ask any question.
Ghost Train is off the track. Here comes Paint. Paint just tried to drill it into turn 1 and didn't quite work out for him, as here comes the 9.
Yeah,
So
what I was saying was you
back
can see
in
Paintbrush on that restart was really working hard. He split it 3 wide, and then in turn 1 he did not get much real estate, so that's unfortunate for him. There's a lot of action happening on the track right now.
A lot of action indeed, but we're going to focus on the battle up front, as right now Ghost Train is the leader in the championship 4, and there are a lot of cars. Oh, they're able to get around. Got a wreck.
Looks like most of them have gotten it going again. That should be, I'm not sure here. I think that might have been Back in Black that checked, but they got it going here. And yep, that is going to be another caution.
Yeah, caution.
Unsure for the reasoning, but we saw about 3 guys going around off the grass chutes, so we'll see what happens there. But it looks like we're going to have another yellow.
The caution is going to come back out again. We saw what looked like to be Back in Black spinning out on the grass. Not too sure if that's the case. Want to thank all of the 6 viewers for tuning in here tonight for the BRL Limerock 105. This is race number 1 of 3 in the inaugural BRL Championship. Currently, the 4 are Paintbrush, Dawson, Ghost Train, and Sam Cook. Those are the 4 that have made it this far and will determine the champion.
So,
Our 3rd caution of the night. And we believe it's for the 9. We're not too sure.
yeah, Donker, Father, can we talk about the Long Beach that is coming up next week?
Absolutely. So next week is Long Beach for race 2. BRL is scheduled to run there next week, and then 2 weeks from tonight, BRL will conclude its inaugural season at Sonoma for the final race of the championship round, and that is where the champion will be crowned. We're going to try and let's see if we can with our Blitz reporter and beloved car of the number 3. See if we can get a word with him real quick, as we are under caution, and it looks like Ghost Train will be the leader.
Yep. The field was split in about half between drivers taking tires and drivers staying out. As I was incredibly short on it. We made it up at a lap in, so that was definitely a split decision.
All right, so we want to welcome into the booth beloved car, the driver of the number 3 American Ethanol Chevrolet, and you know, beloved, this season has been full of ups and downs here, and we know this probably isn't the season that you wanted, but how can you, finish out this season on a high note, and what has, being in BRL helped you with?
Well, so far, it's a fun experience. I'm learning how to do road courses for 1. For 2, I don't know, it's just more fun when I have a bunch of people around and all that good stuff.
So, again, like we said, this season hasn't been, full of ups and downs, but what are some positives that you have been able to take away from this season?
A couple of top 5s, a couple of top 7s, so just in there hanging out, doing what I gotta do.
Well, beloved, we love having you out on the track. We love your enthusiasm. We love your, your commitment to just going out there and having some fun and chilling out with everybody. So good luck the rest of the way.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the driver of the 3 beloved car. Currently 14th, 2 laps down, but just going out there having fun, and that's what it's all about. So we love the attitude, we love the enthusiasm, and he's just out there to you know, just have fun and hang out with the other fellow racers. Want to thank 11 people for tuning in to tonight's event. Thank you guys so much. We hope you enjoy all these guys slipping and sliding and mowing the lawns. It's really entertaining from our point of view. So we hope that you guys are enjoying championship action in the Blitz Racing League. Gonna go back up front. They're double file, paintbrush, ghost train are the front row. Duramax Power is in 4th. Speed Bee is 3rd. So that is your top 4 as we are heading for the restart. Again, when they get to the line, it will be 40 laps remaining here from Limerock. The championship opener. Race number 1 of 3. So here they come out of the turn. They're going to see the green flag this time, and I bet we're going to see a lot of cars go in the grass. Making their way into turn number 1. Here they go. Back up through the gears they go. Green flag is back out at Limerock.
Tucker locks up for a lot of drivers, and it looks like Chris Sagad has got sideways off the tail end of the field in position number 12. He's going to get the car rolling, but yeah, we were looking in, and we could see a lot of guys locking up those tires again, and they kind of bit a few people here on this restart.
Going back in place, Chris Sagad, 25, seems to be involved early in that one. We didn't get to the accident, but we believe that he isn't. Look at the damage to that right side of that 25 machine. Just, you know, a struggle for a lot of these drivers. You know, most of these cars just don't look as pretty as they probably wanted to, but, you know, it is a road course. It's Limerock. People are just beating and banging off of each other, and, you know, especially mowing the grass. Ghost Train is off into the grass. We are having, all over the billboards, knocking over the sponsors. They're going to get their TV time as he just mowed the grass. Looked to be slow for a minute. Now he's back up to speed. And what a blow for Ghost Train, who was most likely the favorite to potentially win this race and potentially win this championship. And not sure what happened there, but he was just off the pace. More cars off the pace. We got tires flinging around everywhere. What in the world is going on here at the Limerock 105?
Yep, I'm not sure who that is, but we got a big pile up by the looks of it here. That's like 3-4 cars.
A huge accident.
That is bad. We're going to take a look here to let you guys know who that was back there as drivers are starting to get back up to pace. It looked like the 96, the 27, Dawson XIV, Skitty Brave, Sam Cook, White Hammer, I do not think was involved, but there's a lot of guys back there.
A huge pileup. 2 championship contenders were involved in this one, and that is, I believe that's a caution. Yes, the yellow flag is out.
Yeah, it is a caution.
And, the 39 goes around. Duramax Power got spun under yellow.
I guess we are going to have a little overtime.
So,
do you see these guys
not quite to overtime yet, Woozy. But
I'm just saying.
Well, the way that these guys have been racing today, it sure wouldn't be a surprise if we had to use the extra laps in the bank. And there's the 96 going to catch up to the field after what seemed to be pretty heavy contact between the 46, the 27, and the 96.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of Long Beach that we are heading to?
It's definitely going to be a tough track for these guys, but you know, they still have a tough challenge in front of them here at Limerock, as coming down to roughly 37 laps to go.
Not 37. 32 laps.
Those drivers going to come in, get their service. Looks like a lot of drivers are coming in. Paint stays out. Little Habibi is out. Hair Bear Chris the God is out, and the 9 of I need to start learning names, everybody.
Back in black.
This is great. Yeah, Back in Black. You know, people just keep changing their cars, it seems like. And I'm struggling. I've been off on leave. It's okay. So we're working through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to do my inside voice.
So under caution here for the fifth time today, and this one's for a huge pileup.
Sorry.
Out on the track. So take a look. Here is the race info. Here is a full circuit map of Limerock. You can kind of see just how short this track is. There's really only a couple of turns, and you know, they're coming down the hill now into kind of the carousel turn, if you will, and under the bridge they'll go through the big kind of fast turn here, and then they go to the straightaway, and that is basically a lap here at Limerock. So we'll take a look here. Here is kind of the focus. The top 3, Paintbrush, Speedy, and Chris Bear. I said Chris Bear. I meant Chris the God. As we're back green racing.
Green flag.
There's paint, and you got some cars off in the back. I'm gonna go back there and take a look. Currently riding along with Weltdang in 55. There's Sam Cook in the 27 getting around him.
Yep.
So Cook with a little beat up race car, just trying to hang in there. He is trying to get this first round off to a pretty good start. So far hasn't gone his way yet. He is hoping to change that around. Still a lot of racing to go here from Limerock. Oh, it looks like we got a car sideways.
Yep, that is Weltdang.
Oh, Wesley is into the tire barriers. Oh, we got the 46 around.
Several drivers out in the back.
He's coming
here.
back up on the racetrack.
Thanks. That is Skid Brady.
46 of Skiddy almost got into a collision with Wes, and that could have been real disastrous real quick.
Yeah. Right before the incident happened, I was going to mention that we saw a lot of guys stacked up together from 4th on 10th, and it just showed that when those guys are too close on the hard racing conditions, it sometimes does not work out well.
Oh.
That's my black screen, guys. Alright, we're back now.
Yeah, I just had a little bit of technical difficulties for a moment. That seemed to be game issues, so if you guys want to get mad at someone, go ahead and send Forza a nasty email telling them that your broadcasting your stream went out for just a couple of moments and you probably lost the best 2 seconds of the race.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we'll go back up to the front. There's the 9th place.
Paintbrush off the course here, guys.
Dawson, and we got paint off the course here, leader.
Get a blue has got DNF.
And the caution is going to come out.
Ooh.
Get a blue.
Skitty Brave, the driver of, I believe, the number 46. I need to double check on that.
Is
Has
gone.
DNF'd out of this one.
So the 46 has DNF'd. It appears he probably has reached 100% engine damage. And really not surprising after he just kind of slid off the track in the final turn and just went head on into that tire barrier. That will definitely end your day prematurely. So that is probably the reason for this latest caution. The 6th yellow flag right here on lap 36.
Yep. So obviously a lot of beating, a lot of banging here out of the drivers. I mean, we saw a lot of lead changes today, but it looks like Paintbrush has found his way back out front after these 35 laps in out of the 70 today. So what do you think about this, guys? Do you think that Paintbrush will be able to start holding people off, or will it get tight?
Oh, I think it's going to probably get real tight, especially as we wind these laps down. And, you know, it'll all come down to tires. You know, what is Paint's tire situation? What is, you know, you know, what is Ghost Train's tire situation? What is all of these different situations that these guys will handle? And I definitely feel like when they go into turn 1, these guys are abusing their tires, and not in a good way. You know, we're seeing drivers lock up tires way too early in the run on the first lap of the run, and that really has been hurting a lot of these drivers, and potentially is what's causing all of these accidents. So you know, Paint's out in front. He will control his own destiny if he can fend off that 48 car, and if he can minimize the mistakes and the locking up and sliding of the tires, then he will definitely be hard to beat.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. Here's Paintbrush's tire info on your screen. You can see the front left, 210 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can see these tires are taking a beating, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave this up on the screen for all of you guys to kind of take a look at, just to get an understanding of how hot these tires get when they're going full speed. So remember, you know, Paint is only going so fast right now, and so really just interesting to see how much abuse these tires take on a run. I mean, we're cranking 200 degrees on the front left, 196 on the rear left, on the left rear. You know, these tires are just so valuable, and they're going to go away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the friction of the 54, your race leader. And remember, this is under yellow. This is not previously. This is what is occurring right now. You are seeing live the temperatures of the 54's tires. You're seeing the inner, the middle, and the outer. So the outer one is really what we want to pay attention to, because that is what's actually touching the racing surface as they go full speed. So just kind of keep that in mind as we get ready to go back racing here momentarily.
Yep. Looks like, I'm not sure if pit road will be open. I think right now we're using these pace laps to get the cars in the back of the field back up to pace here, so we'll see what happens. But yes, if you look at their friction levels, the friction levels on the tires, you can't see a lot right now. But when we go back racing, the friction will definitely play a key into it. Like if you take Lil Habibi, for example, we've seen him smoking his tires up a little bit here in the event. That will definitely do a lot of the friction, and the friction will cause tires to wear. So we'll see what happens here. I believe we're either going back green or
getting ready to go green. There is Speed B in the number 48. There's his tire pressures as we're going back green, and you're just going to see what happens in the corner. Just gets so 227 degrees in the corners. He locks up those tires. That is how much abuse these tires are taking during a run. Here is the friction level for Speed B in the 48. As he is just running away. You can see 70% is the peak. You can just see all of this. I mean, these tires will go away in a heartbeat if you're not careful.
Yep. Obviously, you can see the more laps we go, especially here at Limerock, the more that these tires are wearing down. So if we get a long green flag run, like I'm talking 10, 15 laps, we could see a lot of strategies start opening up. A lot of drivers having more trouble, or maybe getting a lot easier, as I know some drivers have different perspectives on how they want to run their cars and how they like it with the tires. So as laps keep winding down, we'll see what happens here. And if it becomes tougher, if it becomes easier, or a little bit of both.
Absolutely. So we have 30 laps to go here from Limerock, and Speed B is feeling the pressure from Paint.
Definitely. So, Woozy, how do you think about this battle? As we've seen hints of Ghost Train, Habibi, and Paintbrush, all three of them really showing their speed in the race, along with Back in Black and a few others too. How do you think that these guys working hard against each other throughout the race can hurt their tires and possibly their performance? Do you think that maybe them fighting really hard could be good, because if they get the lead, they can really keep it going? or would it slow them down? And I think we may have a caution here.
Yeah, they
Not sure.
are. Yeah, they are having a caution right about now.
Yep, so I'm not sure on what the case was for that yellow, but we should be able to find out here.
Dogger, do you know who caught the caution?
So currently the source of the caution is unknown. So we're under caution for the 7th time in this race, 41 laps in. So we're closing down to the end, and we kind of talked about it. These cautions, we're gonna, like Larry McReynolds says in NASCAR, cautions breed cautions, and that's really what's gonna probably happen here as the laps wind down. Especially for the championship forward, they have a bunch of points on the line. Each position is more points, so they're gonna do anything they possibly can to get as many points as they can before this end of the race, so they can feel better about themselves moving forward. So we're gonna probably see a lot of beating and banging in these final 25 laps, and it could potentially get ugly for some drivers, as they might go head first and become friends with the tire barriers and the inside wall. So really going to be very interesting moving forward.
Father, what's my question again?
Oh geez, I think my part just flickered. But what I was talking about is, I said, as these drivers are starting to work really hard against each other, obviously you can see hints of Habibi, Paintbrush, Ghost Train all battling as pit road is open here. Oh, 48 just skirted out of there. It looked like he was going to take pit road, but then he came back out. But anyway, my question to you was, as you can see, these drivers, some are trying to keep their tires nice and smooth, but for the leaders especially, working really hard to get around each other. Do you think that it would be a smart idea to try to get the lead and run away with it, or maybe a bad idea because their tires are wearing down, and you can see how much of an effect that has been having today on drivers?
I think you asked me a very good question, and I think they could run away with it and get the lead.
All right, so we are under caution here at Limerock, and we will see what happens on the restart coming up.
Oh man.
All right, everybody, as we are getting back into the restart formation here at Limerock, and here we go. Back up through the gear, Paintbrush and Habibi on your front row. Here's the green flag.
Green flag back out here at Limerock. And Speedbee out in front, Paintbrush running second. Speedbee trying to just pull away here. Here comes Back in Black in third. But we're going to focus up here for a moment, as Speedbee the 48 is not part of that championship. Before we got a car around. Car around in the back, it looks to be. Nope, seems that he has corrected himself.
And two guys off the course as well. That looks to be, my thing is glitching. Dawson and Beloved Car, both drivers. It looked like they pounded in the tire barrier together. The number 3 and what I believe would be the number 96, both drivers stopped on the course by the tire barrier a moment ago, but both of them have gotten their cars rolling again. So we'll see what happens, as while we were looking at the drivers behind, Habibi has taken a controlling lead over Paintbrush, and that is Back in Black in third, so we'll see what happens from there.
You were some cars going off the track. We saw on the screen the 72 of Wesley having some troubles. He was able to get it refired and back in direction. So how about the 9 of Back in Black? He is eliminated last week championship contention, so he's just kind of running out there to try and secure a spot for next season. So, you know, he may not be fighting for the hardware after the third race, but he is still trying to get something involved, and he is doing everything in his power. Look at him run off the racetrack out there. He is wheeling that number 9 machine right now.
Yes, sir. You can see here
the top 3. Go ahead.
Yeah, Habibi is still out front. You can see he's having a lot of trouble, specifically in turn one with tire smoke. We saw this a little bit last week too at Sebring. The tire smoke has been rolling out of a lot of these cars in these sharp corners, especially turn 1 of these courses. So I wonder if that's maybe a little bit of coincidence, or maybe just the suspensions on those cars are just not really standing up to those hard corners.
Absolutely. So the 48 of Little Habibi, currently the race leader. Paintbrush is in second, trying to cut that deficit down here at the Limerock 105. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank all of the 7 viewers for tuning in to tonight's event. We were up to 12 at one point, so really do appreciate that you guys tuning in to Twitch Monster 27 for tonight's coverage of the BRL Championship Race number 1 from Limerock. And if you guys like what you see, please make sure to hit the follow button and stay tuned for more coverage coming up next week. Same time next Saturday at 11:30. BRL is heading to Long Beach for race 2 of the 3-race championship. So you know, there's still a lot more on the line for the championship for drivers, and you don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in next week right here on Twitch Monster 27.
Yeah, also guys, Sam Cook will update the point standing on next Tuesday.
Absolutely. So just make sure that if you guys want to know what is going on with the standings, with the points, the winner, who's locked in, who's leading the points, who's on the bubble, all that, all the goodies.
And we got another caution.
Be sure to tune in right here. Once again, Twitch Monster 27 has all of that BRL. So as Woozy pointed out, the caution does seem to be coming out. So this will be our 8th yellow flag of the day. Not sure what's going on. There are a bunch of tires all around in the yard.
Someone's like, yes.
Beloved car, I don't know if he was the reasoning, but he was really far off the course. And oh, he's spinning now. Yep, he's
quick, they got 4, got DF.
Chris has DNF'd the Beloved cars a little bit off the course, trying to catch back up to the pack. Not sure of an exact reason of the caution, but we have a couple ideas here. So we'll see what happens as drivers are beginning to get back into single file fashion.
So if I am correct, I believe that Chris the God, Duramax, and Skitty Brave are the 3 cars that have DNF'd. The newest DNFs come, we believe, from the same accident that probably brought out this latest caution. As you see the 3 of Beloved trying to catch back up to the field. So now that leaves 11 drivers on the racetrack. So pits are open, and I expected everybody to come in and get some fresh tires. No, Back in Black stayed out alongside Ghost Train. So really interesting strategy here for these 2 drivers. We are 22 laps away from the finish, and you know, who knows, we may not see a yellow to the end. Did these 2 pick is this the right strategy to go?
Well, I think that it could definitely more of a risk versus reward type of deal, because it's to elaborate on what you're saying, if we do not have any more cautions or a very least amount, like a long green flag run, this could really eat up their tires. Obviously, having a decently long run, and then this is going to add on to it. That cannot be smart. But I honestly think the idea these guys might have been going for is that we have seen a lot of cautions today. I believe that we are on the current 8th caution flag for a bunch of incidents. So maybe they're trying to pull a little bit of strategy out. They get the lead now, they start to pull away a little bit, and then if another caution doesn't happen to come out shortly, they can have fresher tires in the field and then be able to work their way back through. So I think it's definitely a risky strategy, but it's possible that they could get the job done here with it.
All right, so the top 2, I believe, are the drivers that are on the oldest tires. There you see Ghost Train 1999 in the number 84. He's a part of the Championship 4, trying to get that electrifying start, so he can get the momentum and heading into Long Beach next week.
Here we go, everybody. Getting back into restart formation with the 9 and the number 84. Gonna double file, and here we go. Green flag back in the air here at Limerock.
They go heading into turn 1. Oh my goodness, 3 wide. Oh my goodness, here comes Speed B. Little Habibi on the inside. Ghost Train is in the grass. Back in Black is trying to hang on. Paintbrush back there in a big hornet's nest. There goes, well dang, all the guys all over the place. Oh my goodness, and they all made it through in one direction. That was incredible.
Yep, tire smoke for Back in Black here. Looks like he had a little bit of help going through the corner from Habibi, but nothing that will cause an incident-related type of contact here. Yeah, you can see these top 5, more than the top 5, really all the way up to, around 5th, 6th position. They are extremely close to each other, so I would look out with the number 9 and for a lot of action. As you can see, a couple of guys put their left sides in the grass there. You can see everybody is fighting for all the points they can. And this, especially if you were a championship contender, or in this playoff round, I should say, for the championship finale round. Oh, and there goes Back in Black. She loses a lot of positions, but in this round, points matter more than anything for those playoff contenders. So it's going to be really important to see what happens here. And yeah, a lot of tire smoke out of the 9 car, but he was even straight in the 5th position.
So how about this? Running in 3rd is the 27 of Sam Cook. He has fought his way back, and he is currently in a position to gain a lot of points as we have 20 laps remaining from Limerock. He hasn't had the best day so far. It's been up and down for this 27 team as he's currently getting passed by the 48. So now currently running in the 4th position, but through all of the adversity that Sam has gone through in this race, 4th place doesn't seem too shabby right now.
Yeah, I think Sam Cook is definitely the underdog out of these drivers today. He started a little bit in the back, and we did not see much of him, but now when it really matters the most, he started to claw his way back through the field, so it's going to be really exciting to see what happens with him, as he's now running in the 5th position.
So Sam Cook running 3rd, losing positions just a slight bit as we have 19 laps to go. We're going to go back up to the lead, and it looks like Paintbrush is in front. Yes, he is. So he is currently the leader. Ghost Train trying to run him down, and he is going to slide it in there. Look at this, all over the back bumper of the 54. This is the battle for the lead between championship contenders. 18 to go.
As you can see, Ghost Train is really trying to reel him back in as Paintbrush. And I mean, you can see right now, I believe Ghost Train was one of the drivers that stayed out. Paintbrush on fresh tires, Ghost Train on old tires. Will it be able to work out? As you can see, these are the 3 front runners of the day, all hanging out with each other. So it's going to be exciting to see if Ghost Train can regain his position, or will the nearly dominant Paintbrush be able to hold everybody off.
So Paint finished 3rd last week in last week's race. He is currently your leader now. Ghost Train running 2nd. Those two are in the championship 4. Meanwhile, 3rd place, Little Habibi, trying to play spoiler and trying to upset probably one of the most dominant cars of the day, and he's all over the back bumper of the 84. 3-car battle for the lead, 17 laps remaining here from Limerock. This is an amazing battle between these 3 drivers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So as you can see, these guys are bumper to bumper to very close in. So I think that we got to keep these on. We got to keep our eyes on these guys. As you can see, there's been a lot of leader changes this race, a lot of cautions. I think that honestly anything can happen. And I was going to make a winner prediction, but I think with how good these guys are running around each other, it's really hard to tell at the moment.
Absolutely. So Ghost Train trying to do everything he can to get by the 54, running it in all the way into the grass, using every inch of this racetrack as we have 16 laps to go from Limerock, the opening round of the championship. Excuse me, the opening race of the championship out of 3 races. And it looks to me the caution, no? Nope, caution has not come out.
No.
I thought they were slowing his speed bee. Gonna give the bumper, letting him know that he is there. And how about this? Side by side for the lead. The 84 and the 54. They're door to door. And Ghost Train takes the lead. New leader at Limerock.
I don't think it's over yet, Dunker. These guys are getting really aggressive. The bumpers, the doors, we've seen it all here. And don't forget that third place driver, Blue Habibi. He's closing it in too. These guys are fighting hard. I think Ghost Train really wants to pull away and show his worth. But Paintbrush wants to reel him back in. As you can see, we've seen a bunch of lead changes. The bumpers, the doors, the quarter panels, everything's been used up here between these three. And oh, there goes
the 54 got round. Paintbrush is around. It looks like he got turned by Little Habibi. So the aggression levels are high, and that is going to pretty much take the 54 out of contention. You see him in the faint back part of your screen. Oh my goodness, drama here in the closing laps at Limerock.
The aggression is up, the tension is up, and the temper is up for these drivers. As for the second week in a row, Paintbrush, having a very fast car, might not be able to seal the deal with a late race incident here today at Limerock.
So coming to 14 laps to go here from Limerock. And it's old versus new. Ghost decided to stay out. Old tires. Little Habibi is running on new tires. He pitted the last caution, and I think the yellow flag came out. And I believe the caution is out. So this is actually going to help Paint, as he is now able to get back into contention after being clipped off the nose of the 48. And this might get interesting here. Paint, we know, is a very aggressive driver. You could say he is the Kyle Busch of BRL. He gets hot at the hottest times. And so I don't think he's going to appreciate the way that he was raced, especially by a non-playoff driver. So we got to keep our eyes out on the 48 and the 54 as we wind this thing down.
Yeah, like the 54 Paintbrush as Kyle Busch, he kind of get aggression like sometime in each racetrack, like assemble like Daytona or Homestead or Indianapolis. These time is good and sometimes are bad.
Definitely.
There you go, you see.
Contact.
Go ahead.
You're going into pit road. I think that may be a little bit of a game glitch on my end, so apologies.
We got a bunch of action in pit road. Ghost Train coming in to get his service after staying out the previous caution. And, with how important that these tires are you guys surprised that a lot of drivers have chosen to stay out?
Well, Paintbrush and I think Dawson is staying out.
Yeah, I think that we're seeing a lot of mixed strategy throughout the run. Obviously, we expected to see the 48 and the 84 bring it into pit road after their strategy last caution seemed to work out. But I think as more and more drivers try more and more different strategies, maybe for points, maybe just for the positions, and maybe because they think they have confidence in their car without fresh tires. Obviously, the tires give you an advantage, and the fuel gives you more length, but I feel like if you're confident enough, these guys are showing that they will do anything they can to win. So I think that's going to be really exciting here to see what happens.
Absolutely. So, Paintbrush is currently in first. There's Dawson in the 96. We've kind of kept Dawson in our back pocket just a little bit. He has made his way back up from that accident. He's going to start on the outside of row number 1. So here they come through the final turn. When we get back racing, it'll be 12 laps of racing to go from Limerock. Paint, Dawson, championship contenders on the front row. Here we go.
Double filed back up and into the start finish line, and the green flag is back in the air, ladies and gentlemen.
So here we go. Ghost Train on the inside getting shoved by the 48. They're going to throw it into turn number 1. Paint's going to hold the edge, but here comes Ghost Train on the inside. Dawson into the grass just a little bit.
The doors are being used here.
So 12 laps to go here. Ghost Train is into the grass. 3 wide for a moment. Ghost Train getting absolutely bumped by the 48 of the little Habibi.
6th, 7th, and 8th are moving around together here. They were very close to each other. I think there's a little bit of contact in the back of the pack, but now they are all settled in. As you can see, a lot of guys
there
2
goes,
3
there
wide.
goes, oh, Slothy back in black in 6th. Oh my goodness. What a save by the 9. Going back in the pack just to kind of see what was going on, and it looked like,
Left
oh my
car.
goodness, what a save by the 9.
Yep, the 9 held on to his race car, as the 3 unfortunately did not, but he's got it going again now. Looked like a beloved car slid a little bit back into the grass, but he's got the car rolling here again. It's a little bit of an update for you all. Hellcat has DNF'd from today's event. I've just seen that sitting in the 11th position with a DNF on his name.
That leaves 9 drivers now remaining in this race. Wesley has also DNF'd, so that is that's 5 drivers of the 14 that are gone, and so we are down to 9. And it looks like Dawson is in the wall there. I saw him for a moment. Looks like Dawson's having some trouble.
Oh,
Back in black.
Yeah, he was into the,
oh, here
into the
comes
fence.
Ghost
He
Train.
regains control.
Back in black, and that number 9, he nosed it into the tire barrier, but he's going to keep it going. A lot of drivers went sideways trying to miss him, but they will all be able to keep it going here again. As now it looks like the leaders, the 84, the 54, and the 48 are all back and ready to rumble again. So you can see Paintbrush in that 54. He had to battle from a late race accident, but he is showing his worth. He is telling you this is not over until it's over, guys. And I think he's ready to rebattle with the 84.
The Ghost Train currently world race leader. Paint in 2nd, and Little Habibi is 3rd. 2 championship contenders in the top 2, trying to make their way to the finish line. 9 laps of racing to go. I want to remind everybody, the scheduled distance is 70 laps. However, there are 7 laps in the bank that we have in reserve for BRL overtime. There is infinite overtime to determine the winner here at Limerock.
Yep. So you see your Ghost Train has pulled away a little bit here off of Habibi, who's gone around Paintbrush. But we'll see if that happens to change here within the next 9-10 laps around that number. Those guys are getting really close to each other. You see now they're spreading out a little bit, but I think that the closer they get with the less laps there is, the more aggressive that the drivers will be. And oh, we got a caution on the course.
Yeah,
So the caution is out again for the 9th time here at Limerock, and it seems to appear another championship driver, another Champ 4 driver, Dawson, as he's trying to catch back up to the field. So that is not what he wanted to have, especially in the closing laps of this race. So really tough break for him. You know, he's been involved in multiple accidents. So it'll be really good momentum builder for him to get a good finish here and get ready for next week at Long Beach.
Yep, and it looks like White Hammer just went sliding in the grass under yellow flag conditions, but he is now back on the course. So that is a weird case for him, but he's got it back on track. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully his tires don't age a little bit too much from that. So we are single file fashion with the 84 of Ghost Train in the lead, Lil Habibi in 2nd, Paintbrush in 3rd, Sam Cook running 4th, and Back in Black in 5th. Those are your top 5 here from Long Beach, from Limerock. Here with just a couple laps to go. It's getting down to the wire, everybody.
Absolutely. The aggression level is through the roof. We've got 3 Championship 4 drivers in the top 4. Little Habibi is the only non-playoff driver. You know, things are getting interesting. So Paint is going to come in and get some fresh tires. Ghost Train stays out. So does Sam Cook. They feel that track position is more important. Is that the case? With 7 laps to go, is track position more important than tires, or are tires more important than track position?
I think obviously with the less amount of laps left, I think because we've seen, take Paintbrush for example, he has clawed his way through the field when needed. I think that he has the confidence in his car to be able to do so again, but I think there was so many cars staying out because there's little laps left. I think it was almost a no-brainer to keep it on the track. But obviously a lot of people with a lot of different ideas, and we've seen Paintbrush be able to get the job done in the past, so let's see if he can do it again.
Absolutely, so it'll be interesting to see. Keep an eye out on the 54 on this restart. He is currently back in 7th position, so we'll see what he can do on this restart, trying to get back up to the front. But on the front row, it's Ghost Train and Little Habibi, and running 3rd is Sam Cook. 4th is Back in Black, and 5th is the 55 of Welp Dang.
Rounded
So
through
he
the
has
final
made his way back on the lead lap. So here we go. When they come to the green, it'll be 6 laps to go from Limerock. And the green flag is back in the air. 6 laps to go, and here goes Paint. 3 wide for the race lead. He's going to throw it into turn 1. 3 wide for 3rd. They're beating banging doors. Here comes Sam Cook.
The aggression levels are pouring out of everybody right now when the time is needed to do so. Side by side for the lead with Paintbrush peaking in 3rd. He's got fresh tires and they don't. This could be really dangerous if you're thinking in the number 84 or the 48. Their minds when they see Paintbrush behind him is, remember, Paintbrush got turned by Lil Habibi, so I would not be surprised to see contact between those two if Paintbrush moved into the 2nd position.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the 54 is currently flying through the field. We started 4th in half a lap, and actually 1 corner made up for those positions. He's currently running 3rd and all over the back bumper of that number 48. So we'll keep an eye out on what happened there, and if the history repeats itself, here they come into turn 1. 5 to go. Oh my goodness!
Huge crash.
Welp Dang. A huge incident. Welp Dang is into the tire barriers. We saw him shoot. I mean, just missed the corner completely, and he just went head on into the tire barriers. Glad to see that he is moving it in the right direction. That was a vicious hit.
Yeah, Walting definitely looked like his brakes had to have locked up or something very bad. To see that situation happen, I don't think there's a caution, but I could be wrong on that, because it looks like it did end up collecting beloved car in the process. So let's keep a tab on the leaders to see if that is a caution, which, yep, nope.
No, it is not, but
No
Paint is
caution.
into the grass. We stay green here as they come to 4 laps remaining from Limerock. 3-car battle for the lead. Ghost Train out in front. Little Habibi running 2nd. Paint 3rd. Back in Black is 4th. And Sam Cook is 5th. So no caution. We stay green, and now I think the cautions come out. Nope. I lied. My eyes are deceiving me. We stay green. So under 4 laps of racing to go from Limerock. The first race of the championship round is coming down to the wire.
Game Ghost Train, get the job done.
He's got he is hoping at this point, Ghost Train is just hoping for no caution. He has the car. Paint is into the fence. He missed the corner completely. There he goes. That might do it.
That was your championship competitor. One of the favorites, Paintbrush, has lost it in the corner, and that could cost him a lot of time. And when there's only 3 laps to go, I think that may have just had Paintbrush lay out his own bed for him, and it looks like we will be back under cautions.
Caution is out, so that actually might help the 54 as he was losing ground quickly, and we're being told that a DNF is what the reason for the caution is. So our 11th caution of the night is going to be because of a DNF.
Yep. That looks like, I'm not sure, my screen went off it. Oh, yeah, Welpting in that number, shoot, somebody remind me. I believe he was in the number 55. I could be wrong on that, so please correct me. But
yeah, 55.
yeah, the 55 car, we saw him flying through turn number 1. Sad to see him have to get out of the car here after that incident, but good to know that he was okay after that impact. As Dunker said, that was an incredible hit, and not in the good way either, so glad to see that he's all right. It looks like pit road is open. Will we have takers? Yes, we do. like
So
another
pit road is
split.
open. Ghost Train going to stay out here, and we are being told that the 55 of Walt Dang, he is okay. He has been checked and released from the infield care center after that vicious hit, completely missing the turn in turn number 1. So glad to hear that he is okay and has been checked and released. We're coming down to the wire here for the Limerock 105. 2 laps of racing to go, and I believe, if I'm correct, we are going to have a white flag shootout. As by the looks of it, I believe we're going to go green this time by. If not, we are heading into overtime. But it looks like the drivers are doubling up, so we may be going green this time. Only one way to find out.
Yep. It should be a 1-lap shootout. It's not going to be a green-white checker. We're going to straight to the white here. Is honestly, I think Paintbrush might have laid his own bed now. You can see, I believe he is one of the drivers that pitted. He will restart on the second lane to the driver's left. I think if he could maybe get to the bumper of Habibi or finesse his way through the corners, he's still in the game, as we know he has a fast car. But the question is, can Ghost Train or Habibi hold him off? As here we go through that final corner, going back through to the restart area.
This is it. The white flag will be shown this time by. One more time around Limerock. Green flag is in the air. What does Paintbrush do?
The big
Here we go
aggression.
into turn 1. Little Habibi locks the brakes up. Paint running third.
Door to door, the bumper.
Paint's gonna get in contact. Contact with Sam Cook. Trouble. Looks like we stay green. More trouble. Oh, the 9 goes around.
Back and black.
Several drivers
We're
back
gonna
there.
focus
Spin of
on
our
front.
focus on the lead. Ghost Train, Lil
Ghost
Habibi,
Train.
door to door. Going in to the corner. White flag is displayed for the green-white. They're still side by side. Back through the corners. I think this one may be a photo finish, if anything. As you can see,
Here
every
we
corner is
go.
another advantage.
Through the final corner. Oh, the caution comes out.
Okay, and they are going to throw a caution.
So we are going to head into overtime here at Limerock.
Well, we thought we were going to get a finish out of this one, but they have thrown the yellow. So we will begin using our overtime laps here at Limerock.
So 70 laps is the distance. I believe overtime is a green, white, and then checkered. So,
see what happens here. So that gives Paintbrush more laps to get himself back up there. We saw him as obviously attentions are flying. As at that time it was a green-white checkered, or not a green-white checkered, a white checkered coming with the green. So obviously Paintbrush was really trying to get a lot out of that car, get as many points as he could after going sideways and losing so many positions. So you could see, especially with the playoff drivers, first and second place are both playoff guys. So to have Sam Cook and Paintbrush battling with each other with their doors in the back of the field, that's really tough. So I think that if I were them, I'd be happy that the caution came out so they had another chance at this one and to see how many points they can get. But obviously there are still 2 more races left in the final round of the championship bracket. So we will see what happens. But yeah, I think that the aggression will be over the roof right now for these guys trying to get as many points as they can here at Limerock.
absolutely. So we are getting ready to go here for overtime in Limerock. So Little Habibi is your race leader. Oh, excuse me. Ghost Train running second. Back in Black is third. And then I believe Paintbrush is fourth. So a lot of contact coming on in that final lap. We'll see what happens here in overtime.
Here we go.
So single file. I believe we're going to go green next time by lap 71 of 77. That is how many laps we have in the tank to determine the winner.
How about a little bit of a counterplay here, as we have not talked about this one all race, but what do you think on the fuel strategy? Obviously, with a lot of cautions, a lot of guys could pit, but it looked like we had 0 takers on that last caution. Do you think these guys maybe are low on gas, or should they be fine here?
I believe they're fine on gas. I just, a bunch of these guys came in a couple of laps ago. This track isn't very big, doesn't require a lot of fuel, so we will, I think everybody's good on fuel till the end.
Yeah, yeah, my suggestion is, they take a lot of fuel and tires. Some may take tires and some take fuel, but I don't know, it's their choice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with Forza now, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think they require you when you come in to take tires and fuel as a quick stop per se, but I'm not sure on that. But yeah, these guys definitely, the strategies are all playing off, and this is where if they thought correctly, that it'll pay off. As you can see, the 84, the 48 back through the front stretch for our first attempt at overtime here in the BRL at Limerock.
So here we go. Here they come. Double file. The green flag is in the air. Overtime from Limerock in the championship. Throwing it down into turn one.
Paintbrush, he's looking at the second position here.
Paintbrush using the bumper. Things could get ugly here in the final laps. Sam Cook trying to make it around Dawson. There's contact. A lot of contact. Ghost Train's not going to like that.
And there he goes off the course from that contact. I think the Paintbrush really said, hey, listen, brother, I need to go now, and it crossed the line.
Enjoy that, and we're having a lot of contact. Ghost Train is beating and banging with everybody. Here they come to the white flag.
And while this is happening, Lil Habibi in the 48 with a huge gap for a playoff upset here. He is driving away with all that contact happening, and will be Habibi's show here on the white flag at Limerock.
Here we go. The white flag is in the air. They've made it. This will be it. Little Habibi trying to score the upset to open the championship round. Paintbrush running second has fought his way back.
Yep, he has got his way back, but I honestly don't think there's enough time. With a huge gap between the drivers by about 2.5 seconds. I think that unless Habibi makes a drastic mistake, I think this one may be locked up.
Pulling away
through the final corners.
And the 48 of Little Habibi. It wasn't easy, but he is going to spin his way to a victory here at Limerock. What an upset.
Habibi's going to win it. Paintbrush gets second, and the field is scurrying around to congratulate Habibi here at Limerock, as this race has been called official with Lil Habibi taking it home. Congratulations. Obviously, it looks like we are on a cooldown lap.
Habibi is the winner. Paint second. Ghost Train rebounds for a third place finish. And that is how this one is going to conclude. So stay right here for the BRL post-race show. We're going to get a chance to talk with a couple of the drivers, including your race winner, Little Habibi, and get some insight on how he was able to win such a fantastic race, as I believe he is doing some burnouts. So let's go check that out right now. There he is, your race winner in the Microsoft Chevrolet, the 48 of Little Habibi.
Yep, he's going to get it here. So you can see all of the playoff guys and all the drivers in general able to go around and celebrate with him. As a great performance by the driver of Lil Habibi will reward a great victory. Here is I'm back on the black screen.
So the 48, your race winner. And what a performance. What a performance by this number 48. Just absolutely dominating. And was always there at the front, it seems like, as he is just drifting his way into the corners and is going to spin out and potentially hit a wall here. Yes, he does. Gives it a little nick. So that is going to do it.
Yep, that is the end of it here for our first race out of 3. Next week, we will be back at what I believe will be Long Beach for the second race out of 3 in our final championship round. 4 drivers here battling it out to see who will be the inaugural champion of the BRL. And remember to stick around on Tuesday for Sam Cook's race review and the update on the points here from the Limerock event.
All right, so let's get a chance to talk with some of the drivers here in the post-race show. We're going to start with third place, Ghost Train, probably a little disappointed out here what happened in the final events.
So,
And
how are we going to do this? We take turns.
all right, we have the driver of the number 84 Ghost Train, and thank you for joining us. Make sure to include your audio. You finished third, probably a little disappointed after what happened in those last couple laps. Take us through that overtime period.
Yeah, so basically within like those last 2 laps, I just had well, actually I think I got a pretty big jump on the restart, but I didn't get through the first 2 corners that well on the outside. That allowed Speed B to get by, and once Paint got side by side with me, we were just like, we were not giving each other any room. So like once I realized I wasn't giving him any room, I tried giving him a little bit more room, and then I just like overcorrected in a way that I just hit the wall and lost like all my positions. And yeah, within those last few laps, like I realized I lost a lot of positions, and especially on Paintbrush, who's also in the Final Four. So like my main goal was to not let him beat me, and I did let him beat me, unfortunately. So I tried making up as much positions as I could within those last few laps, and I ended up making a bunch of mistakes, but I did end up getting third. So I was at least able to make make some damage control to what I put myself in the first lap in that overtime. So yeah, I mean, obviously I wish I was able to win or even beat the rest of the championship 4, but I think we're still pretty good for the next 2 races, so I'm confident we'll do better next 2 races.
Yeah, so that kind of brings me into my next point. You know, you did rebound after that incident, and you finished third. So what kind of momentum does this give you? Obviously, Paint finished ahead of you, but you still finished second out of the 4 drivers in the playoff contention. So what kind of momentum does this give you, knowing that you have a good finish and a good points day heading into Long Beach next week?
Yeah, I mean, it does give me a pretty good advantage over the other 2 drivers below us. I'm not sure Dawson or Koki even had a very great race, but they did finish compared to most drivers, so they're not too far behind. So, I mean, I know, like, I didn't finish ahead of Paint or anybody, but, like, as long as you have the speed, you're gonna be up there. So that's just all you need, really. And if you make a little mistakes in the end that cost you like a few positions, that doesn't mean you had a bad race. You were at least fast enough to stay up there. If you're fast enough, you're going to be able to get a win or even finish ahead of your competitors by the end at one point. And obviously, since it's the Final Four, 3 races, you can't just rely on just being able to be quick. You gotta make minimal amount of mistakes and be able to capitalize during the races to beat out all your competitors. So, yeah, just trying to, yeah, we got momentum, but we also need to try not to make any mistakes or anything like that.
Absolutely. So, congratulations on the rebound. You finished third. So good luck moving forward in the championship round.
All right. Thank you.
That is the driver of the 84 Ghost Train. Was able to rebound after some contact and made his way to a 3rd place result. Coming up next, we're going to get a chance to talk with the race winner, the 48 of Little Habibi. Frosty, you may take this one once we get him in here. So we will get a chance to talk with your race winner and figure out how he was able to get... we were being told that Little Baby will wait. So we're going to try and actually flip books real quick. And going to get a chance to talk with 2nd place, Paintbrush.
Could I talk to 2nd place?
Beforehand. So Woozy is going to take over for Paint once Paint gets in here. And having some technical difficulties. Anybody have Paint as a friend? Go ahead and add him in here. And...
Shut up.
I do not, but I can look. Yeah, obviously, while we wait to get our driver of paintbrush in to here, how do you think, guys, this race went obviously a lot of beating and banging, and the tires, it was a lot for these drivers to manage, but in the end, they made it out okay. So, how do you think this is going to affect all of the drivers as the championship round continues, playoff or not?
I definitely think this was probably one of the toughest races, especially for the competitors. But we'll hold on to that thought. We have the driver of the 54. Go ahead and take it away, Woozy.
Okay, this is Woozy Emu, the commentary booth. Do you copy, please push?
Yeah, Woozy, how you doing? Hello? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
10-4, make sure to include your audio.
I mean, yeah, we came in second. It was a good race. We could have had the win. I just didn't really want to go for it, even though because he spun me out twice in the beginning of the race. But joke's on you. Skittles Camry was pretty fast, and I think as of right now we're leading the championship battle, and hopefully we're gonna bring home a championship.
Okay, second up, my suggestion is how you feel that you are heading to Long Beach next week.
Long Beach is a really good track of mine. I'm pretty fast there. I mean, I don't want to sound biased, but I think I'll probably be up front, but I'm not really sure. Anything can happen, but I'm just hoping for the best and see if we can bring home a championship.
So just kind of a follow-up real quick, Paint. We saw you get into some contact with the 48. And we know that he is not fighting for a championship. You are. Is that going to be kind of an issue moving forward, knowing that he potentially probably cost you the win here tonight?
I mean, he's racing for a win. I'm racing for a championship. He can have the win. I mean, I'm ahead of all the championship contenders. I mean, as long as I'm in front of all the championship contenders, I don't really care. But I mean, if you think about it on the bright side, he did cost me the race, but I'm not really that mad about it.
All right. Well, despite all the adversity, you did overcome all of it. You finished second. You restarted seventh in the overtime period. So good luck the rest of the way in the championship round. And we hope that you are able to get the win next week. It should be a lot of fun to see out there.
Thanks, Dunker.
So that's the 54 of Paint, your championship leader following tonight's events. So now we're going to get a chance to talk with our race winner. That would be Little Habibi in the number 48. And so we're going to give Frosty this interview once we get Little Habibi in here.
Alrighty.
So just a reminder that moving on next week is Long Beach. But we'll once again hold on to that thought. We welcome Little Habibi into the broadcast booth. Your race winner. Make sure to include your audio and take it away, Frosty.
Hey, Little Habibi, this is Frosty from the broadcast booth. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you.
So obviously, congratulations on your win here at Limerock. It was a tough battle between you, the 84, and the 54, but you were able to pull it through 73 hard laps of racing. How did you feel being able to pick up the win today?
Feel pretty good. I mean, the only thing we had to do today was come and win since we're out of the playoffs, so kind of feels good not to feel like my time's been wasted, but, proud of the whole team pulling together through this, and good to be back.
Yeah, that was a really entertaining performance, and you did a really great job. One thing I wanted to ask you was about Paintbrush. You and him ended up having a little bit of contact. What were your thoughts there, and do you think that could possibly continue into next week?
No, I don't really think much about it. It's kind of, for me, it's what happens in a race stays in a race. I'm not going to carry it on to next week.
Yeah, definitely no hard feelings there between you two, as you guys were really just having a hard-fought battle here at Limerock.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win. Dunkerwiz, would you like to add anything?
Nope, just once again, Go ahead, Woozy.
48 Louis, how you feel you are heading to Long Beach next week?
I feel terrible because I hate Long Beach.
No hard feelings.
Very, very optimistic. But no, once again, just want to offer my congratulations on a very hard fought win. You definitely earned it today. We look forward to seeing how you do next week, and hopefully you can finish the season out on a high note.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, that is your race winner from the Limerock 105, the driver of the 48, Little Habibi. And so, guys, just to kind of wrap up some thoughts that we had started before some driver interviews, this race was a lot of fun, a lot of energy, especially from the non-playoff drivers, is what we kind of unexpected. We expected the playoff drivers to be at the front, which was the case. However, some non-playoff drivers, such as Back in Black, Welp Dang for a moment, and then Little Habibi, making their presence known. So how is this kind of going to be a factor moving on forward, knowing that the playoff drivers have to fight for themselves and the other playoff drivers, but also for the non-playoff drivers around them that could potentially, in one move, just take out their chances of winning the championship?
Well, I think the championship driver need to get a championship win, and some non-playoff driver need to get a win to get to just win.
Yeah, to elaborate on that, I think the non-playoff drivers have every reason to be aggressive and to try to take home these wins for themselves. But yeah, I think the playoff drivers, even though drivers like Paintbrush, Sam Cook, the 84 car, they are all really fast and they're doing everything they need to do. But I think that they may need to step up their game a little bit here, especially with these non-playoff drivers like Lil Habibi really showing his strength here at Limerock.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting moving on next week. What happens between a mixture of non-playoff and playoff drivers, we'll see. It could spell disaster all over it. So it's a lot of entertaining, a lot of fun here at Limerock today, and congratulations once again to the 48 of Little Habibi for picking up the win. So that is going to do it here for tonight's broadcast. We hope you guys enjoyed we hope you enjoyed the first race of the championship round. There are 2 more races to go, beginning next week at Long Beach right here on Twitch Monster 27. So, from Frosty and Woozy, I'm Dunkerwiz saying so long and